Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Feels like I should be singing the theme tune to Star Trek Enterprise today. It's been a long road. We are now doing the final 4 stages of the Panini Collections and Centauria release, a build the Ferrari F40. Now, I'll give you some thoughts about this build at the end of this. Now, 4 stages, not a lot to do. One of them, though, we have to revisit the engine and take some things apart, which I cannot believe. Now, the engine's in the car that we have to do that, and that's basically a testament to how the instructions are for this model. It just goes together like a jigsaw puzzle, which has been mixed with 5 other jigsaw puzzles. Completely crazy. But this has been a long time coming. If you look back at the first video, I wasn't even in this workshop. I was back in the old man cave. So it is definitely a long time coming. Anyway, without further ado, let's get cracking. Now, even though we do have parts for this stage, we need to go back to the parts that we had in stage 95. And some parts were in stage 94. You can see all of these parts here. So, absolutely loads of parts here. What we're going to do is I'm just going to be taking the left and right ducts here and putting them together. Let's get these open. Now, they are labelled left and right. So it's just a case of piecing these together here. They have got lugs. So I'm working on the right side duct first. And these are just going to piece together. And do the same on the other side here. We can keep both of these to one side. It's these ducts we're going to need next. So I'm going to bring up my Partwork Upgrades mat. This is my very limited edition Sprueverse Challenge one. And it's these massive ducts here that we want first. Bring over the massive front end that we've been working on and turn that over. And this is just going to go into this area here. We've got some holes just here and here which are going to match what we've got on that section, just like that, and that's held in with type D screws. They actually come in this stage. So, one there, and one at the back. Excellent, and we just do the same on the other side. And we just do the same on the other side. And then finally on the top sections here, we've got these ducts to go in. They're going to fit in just like that. Once again, held in with D screws. They are cutting quite a tight thread in here, so that's why I am putting these in oil. Don't normally do that if they're going into plastic, but I do believe it is needed on this occasion. So that's one in that side, and I'll just put the other one in the other side here. So we've still got these wires hanging at the back, but that is all there is to do in that stage. So we've got now stage 98. Just turn to the centerfold. And there's the Ferrari SP38. Looking like that. Lovely vehicle, that one. What we're going to be doing in here, we're going to be doing the right brake air ducts. So these here is what we had in the last stage as well. By the look of it, doesn't look like we're actually using them because we're going to be putting the top end of the bonnet actually onto the car now. That's all we're doing. So we're not actually using these bits at all which come with it. Crazy. What I am going to need is stage 96, which is here. This is the front skirt and wheel arch. Get this out. And quite simply, these are labelled left and right. This is the left side of the vehicle here. So these are going to be going on this side just like that there. They're going to be held in once again with D screws. Got them here. That's one. You know you've got it in the right way because this lip here on this edge, I don't know if you can see that, should be towards the outside. Excellent. And just put the other one on the other side here. So that should look like that. Now I can put this to one side. Now this is where things are going to get slightly difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out my camera as much as I can at the top, because I'm going to be putting the front end onto the main vehicle. Now I most definitely don't want this back section opening up when I turn it upside down, so I am putting an obscene amount of masking tape on here to actually stop that happening, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to turn this upside down, just like that. And I want to start routing these wires through. Now the wires, the headlight wires, want to follow the wires that we've got here. So I'm going to feed them through in a very similar spot to what we've had the other ones at. So that's one side, let's do the other. Now eventually these cables here are going to be going down the centre there, but I need to actually bring this all together now. So these little pivot points here, if I bring this up, are going to be fitting into that section just there. So as you can see, I put that in. It's going to be held in with the skirt here, which is going to go round this section here, sort of clamp these two parts together. Bit fiddly, I know. Like that there. What I need to do though is just put some sticky strip just into the inside section of here and here to hold the sides in. And as you see, that came in this little pack here. Now I'm going to get these type A screws ready, because this is what I need to actually connect this down. You're going to need 100 pairs of hands while you do this. So I'm going to lift this up and pull these wires through, because I don't want to make sure these wires are clipped. Put this to where it's going there. That looks good. Put the skirt on, like this. And let's get a screw in here. So I've got these 3 screws in at the front here, which I'm making as tight as possible, because this is the only thing, by the look of it, which is keeping this front end on the car. Excellent. So the last thing to do is to fix the wheel arches now into position. Now remember, we had that stickiness. I'm going to put them in here, and a size A screw just down this section here. So that's one side. Excellent. And I'll just do the same on the other side. And now we've got lots of cables to connect up now, and it's just matching up the colours. So that's a blue and a red. I've got a blue and a red on this side, and then we've got the red and the whites. Put them together. Now we'll be having a floor pan going over this section, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pin these wires down kind of like that with some masking tape. See, made that nice and tidy. The only 2 plugs that I've got at the back here now are for the rear lights. Now they're recommending putting the rear lights through the wheel arches here so they can come into this section here. I'm just going to open the back up and have a look at that. And there you go, that's done. Now if you want my advice, I'd do your own thing with the wires, just so that they don't show in the window here. And if I turn it over, as you can see, they're routed underneath the car fine. But that's all there is to do in that stage. So I'm going to keep the car like it is at the moment, just show you the Ferrari P80 C there. That's the centerfold image. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting the floor pan in. We're also going to be putting these ducts in that we had in the last 2 stages, getting those into place as well. Turn that over, and there's a couple of more details just to put in, including they want us to put a sump on the air cooler. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm even wondering whether I am going to do that. You're not going to notice it, but my OCD is playing up. We'll have to see how that goes. Now these are quite tricky to put in, so I'll put a picture on the screen of how they look. But I'm going to get these in now. They sort of plug one side into here and one side into the back of the brake there. Let's do the same on the other side. And then they connect underneath, which I'll have to do afterwards. So hopefully you can see that. That's those in on both sides here. Now I'm going to do this completely out of kilter to what it needs to be, because I'm going to have to jump to issue 100, which as you can see we have got the Ferrari GTO Evo here, because I want to put the floor pan on because when it's over the other side, that's when I've got to do some parts for the engine. So I'm going to put the floor pan on now. And the first thing I'm going to put on is this switch cover, which is just going to go above the switch here. Like that. That should still able to operate the on and off of the switch there. Excellent. Now the floor pan is going to go on top here. That's going to hide most of the wires there. Just like that. And that's going to be held in with A screws all the way around, except for these two here, which are going to be C screws. And because I don't pay any attention to the instructions at the moment, I'm actually going to put all the wheels on the car as well. Now the wheels are held in with R screws, as you can see here. So I'll get these on. Now the rear wheels has a slightly longer screw. These have the W screws here. Excellent, and I'll just do the same on the other side. Last wheel going on here. And then I've had to just zoom up the top camera there because we've got these little clips which go into each wheel here. There's holes each side, which I guess is a safety feature on the car. And they're going to just fit on like that. And we do that with all the wheels. So, just put that over. Theoretically, the car is now complete. All we need to do now is just do a bit more of the detail. So hopefully you can see this. The wing mirrors are going to go on the car here, just through the window. And they're held in from the other side with these little blanker strips here. Just like that. Do the same on the other side. Now I made an executive decision not to install the sump underneath that air filter. They should have done that at the time, but I do have this lip to put in. And that is the Ferrari F40 Complete. And as you can see, it's an absolute beast of a vehicle. So I'm going to do a showcase of this and hopefully we can get all the electrics working. Don't know if they are, haven't tried them since we actually installed them. We'll have to see how that is. But my thoughts on this build, to be honest with you, absolutely amazing car. Probably one of the best cars that we've built, but probably with one of the worst build instructions and probably one of the most worst builds I've ever done. So there you go. That's my opinion of it. Lovely car, terrible build. But let's see if I can get this working. So I hope you like how that car looks. As you see, none of the electrics work and there's no way, I can't even be bothered to go back and try and figure out what it is because this build, as I said, it's been a nightmare. It's far too late now to actually check the electrics. I wish we could have done that as we went along, but it is what it is. It's one of those builds. But you know what? Just like all of my models here, I've never actually turned them on, apart from the ET spaceship, which comes on automatically with the workshop. So it is what it is. But this is going to join the leagues of brilliant vehicles that I've got on my shelves in my old man cave. But I really do hope you like that vehicle. I really do hope you like that series. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.